Ryan Humphries, Engearment.com. Let's talk about boots. These are the Rocky Outback Waterproof Gore-Tex Hiker. Let's get into it. Let's talk sizing. I actually have a 7 and a 9. I'm a freak, I know, but I typically buy either an 8 or an 8.5, and I bust through one side. So I ordered the 8.5, and these seem to be just right. Now, my right foot is always just moving around a little bit, but I'm also a big fan of a wide toe bed. In fact, I've been using toe spacers, and I've been trying to separate my toes and get my feet as wide as I can. So although these boots aren't necessarily the widest toe bed I've ever had, they're definitely not the narrowest. Seem to give my feet a lot of room to breathe. This boot is labeled as a waterproof Gore-Tex hiker, as in a hiking boot. Now, I've tried on a lot of hiking boots, not necessarily a lot of work boots per se, but I was in the military for 4 years, and I used to have to wear boots, and I could say that these are honestly the most comfortable boot I've put on in the quickest amount of time. What I mean by that is typically you have to break a boot in. I put these on and I ended up wearing them all day, and I didn't have any hot spots or anything like that. Again, my feet are just a little bit different. I'm somewhere in between a 7 and a 9. The 8.5 seems to work absolutely great. Let's talk pricing. So these boots come in at about 150 bucks per pair. If you do a quick Google search, as far as like a Google shopping search on leather hiking boots that are also Gore-Tex, what you'll typically find is an average about a $200 pair. I mean, you can obviously go 300, 400 and more, but do yourself a quick Google search on leather waterproof hiking boot, also Gore-Tex, and I think you'll find that this is on the low end of that spectrum, coming in at 150 bucks. So price, excellent. So the boot is 8 inches tall, and it has a 1-inch heel. All right, so 8 inches total, 1 inch of that is in the heel. Now I'm 5'5.5". I'll take that extra inch any way I can get it. One of the things I love about doing reviews is that I always learn a little bit. One of the things that's mentioned on the Rocky website is the full grain leather. And I thought to myself, well, what really is full grain leather? Now, you might already know what that is. If so, that's great, congratulations. For those of you that don't, full grain leather means that as soon as the hair is removed off the animal, they put it right into the tanning process. So full grain is essentially what you'd see in every vehicle. Full grain leather, that means it's soft, that means the texture is a lot smoother versus a genuine leather. So this genuine leather, which is something that has a little bit more of that rough look to it, something that you'd see a little bit more on Western wear, or a little bit more of that kind of rough around the edges look. And if you've been scrolling their website, another thing you might see is Terra suspension. So companies always love to use special words, and I always love digging into those words and trying to figure out, well, what does that mean? So Terra suspension just means that they use a special cushioning polymer that's reinforced in the forefront, so in the ball of the foot and the heel. So you've got extra padding, essentially. It's extra rubber in the forefront and the ball of the heel, and that's going to be obviously where the most impact is happening. Now, this boot's a little warm. It's also June here in Denver, Colorado, but it's not insulated. So I would say this is probably more of a spring, summer, fall hiking boot. If you were wearing it in the winter, it'd probably be fine, but you would also want to have some solid wool socks. Check out the Engearment channel for sock recommendations as well. My biggest issue lately with hiking boots has been the toe bed. So if you've been paying attention to foot health over the last several years, you've probably heard people talking about having a wide foot bed. The Ultra is probably a good example, the best example of that. So anytime that I put on a shoe that does not have a wide toe bed, or it has a little bit of crampedness, unless it's a rock climbing shoe, if it cramps my feet, I'm out. So I can actually spread these out. I was almost wondering if I could put toe spacers on while wearing the boot. It does have a very wide toe bed. So if you're really concerned about foot health, toe health, and you're trying to space those toes, I think this boot is an excellent option to maintain that wide toe bed. I've tried on a lot of hiking boots. I have found very few that are as comfortable as these guys, which kind of surprises me. Rocky is not typically something that you would see at an REI, but you'll definitely find it in a Cabela's or more of one of those outdoor stores. If you look online, depending on when you decide to buy, if you do, they do have deals from time to time. So right now, depending on when you watch this video, there is a Father's Day deal going on till middle of June as well. No good gear review would be complete without a little backstory of the company. These shoes, the Rocky, company, and although they've changed names a couple times, they've been around for over 90 years. So last year they hit their 90th anniversary. Pretty impressive. So if you think back 90 years ago, that means middle of the Great Depression. A couple guys decided we're gonna make some shoes. Pretty ballsy move. It was two brothers. They find a warehouse space, rent-free. They get loaned all the equipment, and they start cranking out shoes, and rugged innovation. That's what Rocky is all about. I gotta say, these are the most comfortable hiking shoes that I've put on immediately. I've rucked in them, meaning for those of you that aren't familiar with rucking, essentially it's putting on a heavy pack and hiking. I did a 5K the other day. They felt great. Again, no hot spots, no issues. Now, Sean Sewell, our director of Stoke, did another review on another pair of Rocky boots that actually I'm a little bit jealous of. They're slip-on boots, and they look pretty cool. I mean, this is a good-looking boot. It's a great-looking boot, actually. Great traction. I don't know if you can see the bottom here. Sean did another review, and he said that they run really true to size. And so here's what I would throw out there. Order what you typically order in a boot. Wear them around the house for a little while. Don't wear them on the farm or something like that. Wear them around the house, and if they don't fit, you can go ahead and send them back for free if you live in the United States. So I'll give you a better look at this bad boy. All right, this is the Rocky Outback Waterproof Gore-Tex Hiker. But wait, there's more. I'll give you a little closer look here. These things come in at 1.4 pounds. So they're considered a lightweight hiker. So anything under 2 pounds is considered lightweight. 1.4 pounds, very light. All right, so I think that's one of the things that I was impressed as soon as I took them out of the box. They look like a heavy boot, but they are not. Very comfortable, very lightweight, and extremely durable. So I've been walking in creeks, I've been pouring water over them. Not like I needed to test the Gore-Tex. You guys know what Gore-Tex is all about. We interviewed Gore-Tex on the podcast, Sean Sewell did. If you're looking for a solid pair of work boots at a great price, lightweight, rugged durability, I'm a fan of the Rocky Outback.